Alfie returns from his German trip in high spirits, but they're soon quashed in EastEnders tonight at 8. Now Kieran deflects the heat, which could mean trouble for Alice and Moya in Shortland Street.
Brooke knew exactly what he was up to. I reckon that makes her as guilty as him.
I'm just saying, we need to play it extra safe, like we agreed.
And you need to take a deep breath and calm down. Otherwise you're going to have us both thrown in prison. You've been clinging to me all day and I can't stand it. So get the hell out of my face before I do something we both regret.
If it wasn't a lover's tiff, it certainly sounded like one. Alice even said that Maya was acting like a possessive, neurotic girlfriend. Her words.
Well, that proves it.
No, it doesn't. It just proves that they're spending too much time together. It doesn't necessarily make them a couple. I can't see it.
Why, because Alice is supposedly straight? Come on. She was with Ethan because she wanted some spice in her life. What's to stop her changing teams for the same reason? Maya would definitely be up for it. She came on to me once. She was begging for it.
It wasn't what they said so much as how they reacted when they realised people overheard. I mean, the look on Maya's face was pure panic.
So there's something going on, even if they're not sharing a bed.
Alice confesses to killing Ethan. Maya's covering for her.
I'd bet money on it, if I had any. Which I don't, which is why I'm stuck in here until one of those lying slags develops a conscience.
Did you get my email?
Which one?
The one cancelling my wedding. I sent it out to the entire guest list. Really had to force myself to push send. I don't know why.
Because you still care about him.
No, actually, I do know why. It's because it's embarrassing. Libby Jeffries fails to make it down the aisle yet again. She can really pick them, can't she? If they're not gay, then...
Oh, they're right here.
Kieran, when are you moving out?
Not.
Well, one of us has to, and I don't see why it should be me.
Well, why don't we let Gerald have the deciding?
No, no way, I'm staying way out of this. No, look, I just don't want either of you to move out.
You can go live at the IV. I'd have to find a whole new place.
Libby, the Ivy's my workplace, not my home, and it's never gonna be.
Well, you've been staying there often enough lately.
Oh, yeah, but that's only because of Brooke. That's not because he wants to move out.
What?
Nothing.
You're sleeping with her.
Thank you, Sunshine.
Oh, well, let's see how long that lasts, shall we? Has she asked you to wait for her? What's a life sentence these days, 10 years?
Brooke's innocent.
She's about as innocent as you are.
Oh, I don't need this.
He's moving out.
You can have a word.
I'm a little bit busy here.
Yeah, I overheard you and Alice in the bar last night.
I'm sure you've heard worse.
Yes, but it got me thinking. What could you two have to argue about?
It's none of your business.
I know what it's like trying to keep other people's secrets. I've done too much of it myself, and look where it's got me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's just you and Alice seem to be best friends these days. So if she's told you something about killing Ethan, you have to go to the police.
She hasn't.
Maya, loyalty to a friend is one thing. Letting an innocent woman go to jail is something else.
Maybe you're right. Maybe Brooke is completely innocent. I hope she is. I hope she gets out of there tomorrow. But I'm not going to make that happen by pretending Alice has confessed when she hasn't.
Just do the right thing. Please.
A few heated words in a bar, that's all he's got.
I know, but you should have heard him.
And since when did Kieran Mitchell care about anyone but himself?
He's right about Brooke, though, isn't he? She didn't do it.
That doesn't mean he has to ride to her rescue.
He seemed pretty determined.
Well, there's nothing you can do about it.
Last night was so stupid.
Yeah, I meant what I said, though. We can't live in each other's pockets. You have to trust me.
I know, I'm sorry.
Hey guys, don't mind me. I'll be out of here in a sec.
I had a message you tried to call. You got something for me, or were you just bored?
I know you've been talking to Maya Jeffries.
Amongst a lot of other people.
Talk to her again. If you want to get the truth about Alice Piper, Maya's the way to do it.
Right, so you're in the Brooke Freeman camp. What makes you think Alice is lying?
The way they've been behaving. Should have heard him in here last night.
So you get a few customers now and then, do you?
I'm trying to help you here, mate. You gonna listen or not?
Why would I need your help?
Well, it's not like you haven't been wrong in the past.
Okay, I'll play you a few little games. Alice and Maya, here last night, Ferndale's most happening night spot. What did I miss?
They were arguing. Maya wanted to go home, she didn't want to go without Alice.
That's it.
Alice was pretty intense, the whole bar heard it.
Look, if she'd have pulled out a gun, you might have been onto something.
Think about it, Detective. Alice is a big drinker, she always has been.
So?
So, maybe she gets drunk one night and confesses to Maya about killing Ethan. Now, Maya knows she should go to the police, but she can't bring herself to do it. She's too close to Alice. So instead, she's protecting her. That's why she didn't want to leave Alice in the bar on her own last night, because she knows what she's like when she drinks. She doesn't want her confessing to somebody else, because then they've both been it up to their necks.
Interesting theory. You're a hardly reliable source, though. I've still got notebooks full of your lies.
I wasn't the only one who heard them argue.
It's not enough.
Right, I get it. Why follow up any new leads when you've already got Brooke languishing in prison? I mean, we can't have a small matter like the truth complicating things now, can we?
Your nephew wants a kiss and a cuddle before he has his afternoon sleep.
Did he tell you that?
No. He knows you're sad, though. And he knows how to cheer a woman up. Always works with me. Oh, Libby. You don't have to do all this. I said that I would.
It's okay, I'm nearly done. What do I do with this?
I'll put it with all his things. You never know. He might get to wear it one day.
Well, he would have grown out of it by the time I ever get married.
He'll have grown out of it in a few months. There you go. You've got that long to find Mr. Right.
How can you even joke about this?
I wasn't joking. It won't take you that long to find someone better than Kieran.
You used to say he was perfect for me.
I probably said the same thing to Tanya about Mark Weston. But we're all allowed to make a few mistakes, even you. Oh, come here.
Hey, who's hungry? What's wrong? What do you think? What's he done now? Nothing.
He hasn't done enough already.
I still can't believe his carry-on at Mum's dance with Brooke. Talk about rude.
What he sees in her, I have no idea. I've never warmed to that woman. He's probably just trying to make you jealous.
No, he's sleeping with her.
Well, not at the moment, he's not. What? Have you forgotten where she is?
Look, I still don't think it was her. It just doesn't fit with who she is.
Who she thinks she is.
The police wouldn't have arrested her unless they had good reason.
Crime of passion. That's what they call it.
Exactly. You'd be surprised who's capable of killing if they can't have what they want.
It's all in there. There was a complaint suggesting that Maya was favouring young, attractive nurses.
Females.
Then there was the instant messaging conversation with Alice. Maya saying things she shouldn't have. And Ethan raised some concerns that she was trying to sabotage his relationship with Alice by rostering her on duty at times that would make it difficult for them to see each other.
The common denominator here would seem to be Alice Piper. Do you think Ethan saw Maya as a rival for her affections?
He didn't like coming second, I can tell you that much.
But for some reason, rightly or wrongly, Ethan had it in for Maya.
I don't think Ethan needed a reason. I imagine he was the sort of kid that pulled wings off flies just for fun, you know?
And Maya certainly had her reasons for disliking Ethan.
Well, she knew he was behind the complaints. That would have been enough.
Enough to physically attack him at work one day. She got suspended for that, didn't she?
Yeah, but I got the impression there was more to it than that. She'd only recently found out her mother's diagnosis.
And she blamed Ethan. Why?
She knew the infected tissue that caused the cancer came from Nessus.
But how did she know that Nessus was connected to Pierce? Because it wasn't common knowledge at that time.
Well, she can't have known, or she would have said. But it's become clear that Ethan went out of his way to get her. So it's no wonder that she attacked him.
What are you doing?
Oh. Nobody's bidding.
Give it time. Someone might see it and suddenly decide that they just have to get married on Valentine's Day.
Well, I'd tell them not to rush into it if I wasn't so desperate to get the deposit back.
Even if you lose it, it's a small price to pay for having Kieran out of your life.
Did you ever really like him?
Yes. But I think he changed. Somewhere along the way he got greedy.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't know what happened to his taste in women.
You liked Brooke yourself once upon a time.
That's before I knew what she was.
I really don't think she did it.
Why not? She had the motive.
What? Ethan dumped her for another woman? If we all reached for a gun every time that happened, there'd be none of us left.
He didn't just dump her. He played with her for months. She was in pretty deep.
Well, even if she did, who am I to judge? I could have killed Ethan myself after what he did to Mum.
But you didn't. That's the difference.
Maybe it was impulse, you know? Just grab the gun and wham. Couldn't help herself.
Probably.
Kieran did something impulsive too. He hired a hitman.
What?
I know, it's insane. He knew of someone through the Whitetails.
He hired a hitman to kill Ethan?
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. If Brooke had just waited, then someone else would have done the job for her. You can't tell Mum or Tanya. You have to promise.
Of course.
It's a transcript of your instant message chat with Maya. The one that got her into trouble.
Except you know I didn't say all that.
Meaning?
Someone got to the computer after me. We worked out it was Ethan.
Are you sure?
Positive. Maya and I were having a bit of a laugh, but there's no way I talk about a patient like that.
And encouraged Maya to ask her out. Did you ever say anything to Ethan about it?
I didn't get the chance.
So you can't be 100% certain that Ethan did do this. It could have been another nurse playing a joke.
No one else is sick enough. This is pure Ethan. He once had a dinner party just so he could antagonise the guests. I used to think it was funny until I realised how cruel he was being.
I see. Thank you. Oh, by the way, this might not be anything, but you and Maya were observed having a disagreement at the IV bar last night.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. Maya's a good friend, but she's a bit of a party pooper sometimes.
And that's all she is? A friend?
Despite the best efforts of most of the men on the planet, I haven't turned queer yet. It's a miracle, I know.
I knew Lamont wouldn't buy it. Why would he, when his favoured suspect's already in remand?
How are you coping?
Well, I haven't made any new friends.
Have you heard from Chris Warner yet?
I don't expect to either.
Well, what about your parents? Could they rustle up some money for a decent lawyer?
Contrary to popular opinion, my parents are broke. My snake of a father skipped the country as soon as he got out of jail, without a word to anyone, least of all my mother, who was floating around in an alcoholic haze at the time. She'd been like that since the divorce. I ended up looking after her, trying to anyway. She's been on and off the wagon for years.
Maybe you should call her.
And give her an excuse to start drinking again.
She'll have seen the news anyway.
She's in Australia.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure he made the papers over there too. Look, how long before some dodgy reporter comes knocking on her door wanting the whole story? Wouldn't you rather she spoke to you first?
Hey, look, I know it's a pain. I just need to go over your statement one more time.
Sure.
The afternoon Dr. Pierce was killed, you were babysitting for my Jeffries.
Yeah, I took JJ to a swimming lesson. It was fun.
And then what?
Then I got him changed and took him home. I thought Maya would be there, but she wasn't.
You didn't think that was a bit odd?
Not at all. I just figured she was still visiting her mum. JJ was hungry, so I fed him and changed his nappy. And then Maya came home. She said she went to go meet us at the pool, but she must have just missed us.
You're quite sure that the swimming lesson didn't finish early?
Positive.
Hey, when Maya came home, did she have any kind of shopping bag with her? A packet of new nappies, perhaps?
I can't remember.
How well do you know Maya?
Well enough.
Do you know what sort of woman she is?
You know she's a lesbian.
Of course.
Have you ever seen her with a girlfriend?
There was this one girl, Roz, but that fizzled out pretty quickly.
Hey, what about JJ's father? Does he take much of a role in his son's life?
No, he was just a donor, just some random, I think.
Okay. Thanks, Sophie. I'm interested in the father of Maya's baby, Mark Weston. Now, I believe you used to be married to him.
That's right. Did Maya tell you he's Jay's dad?
No, I looked up the birth certificate. Something wrong?
It's not something I like to talk about, that's all.
Of course. I mean, I'd assumed Maya and your ex-husband had an affair.
No. Actually, it was artificial insemination. Maya was desperate for a baby.
Oh, and you and Mr. Weston agreed to help out?
No, I was dead against it. Maya and Mark went ahead anyway, behind my back.
Where's Mr. Weston now?
I don't know, don't want to.
And so the marriage is over?
We split up when I found out.
How did that leave things between you and your sister?
We didn't talk for a very long time.
And now?
It's in the past, we've moved on.
With difficulty, I'd imagine.
What has this got to do with Ethan?
Well, Maya's given important evidence, you know, and the more we know about her character, the better.
She's not a horrible person, okay? I know that's what it sounds like, but this thing with Mark, it was ages ago. JJ has changed her. She's completely different.
What's wrong?
That detective just questioned me about JJ's father. What could I tell him about Mark Weston?
Why is he dragging Mark into it?
Just looking at your track record. You know, lying, cheating, backstabbing, that sort of thing.
What did you say?
I tried to tell him he got you all wrong.
Thank you.
But it wasn't easy when he had just told me Mark's name is on JJ's birth certificate.
Oh, no.
Why?
I am so sorry. I should have told you.
Why?
You've got to look at it from JJ's point of view. One day he's going to want to know the truth.
Oh, and you always tell the truth, don't you, Maya? You promised me his name wouldn't be on that thing. Promised me. Why am I covering for you? I'm really starting to wonder, Maya.
Hello? Can I speak to Annette Marsden, please? Thank you. Mum? It's me, it's Brooke. I called you at home, but whoever's looking after the house said you were back in rehab. How are you? That's good. Listen, Mum, have you heard the news? In that case, there's something I need to tell you.
Is there any preference for music?
Sorry?
It's the perk you get for being my only customer.
No, something with a beat.
Yeah, get them dancing. That'll liven the place up. I think it's going to take more than the right track.
Hi.
Hello? Why don't I go and...
It's okay, Gerald. You don't have to run away. Just came to give you these.
Thank you.
To tell you I'll be moving out of the flat as soon as possible.
No, don't. I've been giving it some thought and it makes more sense if I move in there.
Only if you're sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well.
Yeah, I'll see you around.
Goodbye.
Don't worry, sunshine, you'll get over it. Time's a great healer.
It was never easy, but we had the girls well trained. If there's one thing I can say about all three of them, they've never been afraid of hard work.
Hi. Hi. Starting to feel left out. Seems you're talking to everyone except me.
Don't worry, I'm giving him a glowing account.
Of what?
Oh, background information, you know, that's all.
I was just telling him about the orchard.
Oh, no embarrassing childhood stories, I hope.
Not so far. You know, I was a country lad myself. Still do the odd bit of hunting when I can.
Maya used to help her dad when he went possum shooting.
Once or twice, maybe.
You couldn't get Libby anywhere near a gun. But Maya and Tanya had a go. You were quite a good shot, apparently.
No, not really.
Well, your father said you were. Tanya only went the once. She came back crying because she'd actually killed something. Didn't stop her wearing those possum skin boots when they came into fashion.
It was such a long time ago, I don't really remember.
Excuse me. Lamont, what is it?
I've probably put her recovery back a couple of months. If she wasn't smuggling in booze before, she will be by now.
She's back in rehab then?
For 6 weeks, if she lasts that long.
How did she take the news?
She cried. She wanted to get on the first flight back here. Not that she would have been any use. She would have rolled off the plane drunk. I told her to stay where she was. The best thing she can do to help me now is get well in case I need her later.
At least hearing her voice must have helped.
A big fat cheque would have helped more, but I knew better than to ask.
Well, I might have some good news for you there. I've managed to find enough money for a decent lawyer.
You can't afford one any more than I can.
That's for me to decide.
No, I won't let you. Save your money for something worthwhile. You've made enough bad investments lately.
Some of the girls have started drinking at this place down the road. It's called Venom or Phantom or something. Maybe we should go there.
I told Scotty I'd meet him here.
Well, what's this for?
Well, we're arguing enough already. If I try to change his drinking spot, we'll have a divorce on our hands.
What are you arguing about?
The house? It's taking forever. I was thinking about moving back into Auntie Rani's just till the bathroom gets done. One more?
Please.
Vodka and tonic, thanks.
You know it's cheaper at the place bar.
This one was closer.
Like that, is it?
And there's a couple of idiots at HQ I don't want to run the risk of arguing with right now, so I thought I'd stay clear.
These idiots, they wouldn't be your superiors by any chance?
You know me too well. They've taken me off the Ethan Pearce case.
Why?
According to them, it's all wrapped up and we've got our woman.
But you disagree?
I've always thought it was your classic love triangle. Ethan Pearce, Alice Piper, and Brooke Freeman.
But which side of the triangle did what?
And what if there was another triangle altogether? Don't suppose you were in here last night around dinner time, were you?
I was one of the few.
Then you probably know who I'm talking about.
If he's a lawyer, tell him to go away.
He didn't say he was.
Perfectly happy with the one that I...
Hello, honey bunny. How's my little girl?
Well, join us for one final trip to the islands of Inishmaan and Cape Clear to see how island life is going. Eran Elon, Anocht, Eg Lahut Tresha Shacht.